Hi, I'm Nikki, the obsessive bookseller. Welcome to my channel, and welcome to whatever episode we're on for my Project A to Z challenge. It's a spin-off of Read Burn Hoard, where I am systematically going through, at the very beginning of my collection alphabetically, reading a couple of chapters a day, trying to get through an entire shelf by the end of the year. It's a very slow-going process, but it's also been really satisfying, and it's been forcing me to pick things up that I probably wouldn't have touched for another, decade. Now, I haven't posted in a couple of weeks because I've been dealing with an eye strain injury, but I have been reading. I've been continuing to do the project, I just haven't been filming it. And I have been working on Saga of the Seven Sons, Hidden Empire by Kevin J. Anderson, and I am at about the 80% mark of this book. Let me give you a quick idea of what I've been experiencing in this book so far. So, a lot of POV changes. I didn't see the same perspective twice until 16 chapters into the book. We bounced around that often. And then from there, it was a lot of 5-minute sprints with each one as we kind of built this world up and kind of figured out all of the things going on in this universe. And then chapter 34 hit, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you have my attention now. It was a really good chapter, a lot of action, a lot of really cool stuff going on. And then it proceeded to just kind of meander again for another, 50 chapters. There is so much creative world building going on in this, so that is the main selling point to the series, and the plot is interesting. But the thing is the pacing is way off. I feel like it's going way too slowly. We are following way too many characters. I feel like by 80% into the book, I've only gotten a few passages with each character, and that hasn't been enough time to really gain a connection with anybody. And the main storyline, two kind of important, amazing, interesting events in an entire book, like a 500 or 600 page book, is kind of trying my patience a little bit. There's not as much going on in here that I wish there was. And I don't really have that many more answers than I did at the beginning of the book either. So if you're gonna have a slowly revealing plot, at least make it interesting stuff that adds a little more each time you get it. But no, we're just kind of very slowly peeling that band-aid back to figure out what's underneath. Band-aid? Whatever, you get it. Luckily for the book, world building and concept tend to go a lot further with me than other things that I usually rate. I love it when books can do those things well, but that is really the only thing it's doing well so far. I imagine a lot is going to happen within the last 20% of the book, hopefully, and from that I'll decide whether or not I'm going to continue on in the series. I've been kind of picky lately, so if it's not at least a 4-star read, I probably won't continue, at least not anytime soon. And right now it's hovering on the brink. I need something to happen to make me really want to see what happens next, because right now I feel like I'm just kind of wasting time, even though it's an interesting waste of time. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, let's go look at the shelf. The shelf is looking great. It's only May, and I am more than halfway through making decisions on what to do with everything on there, so I may actually be able to move on to the next shelf down by the end of the year. That would be pretty cool. I already have an audio version of this one on hold at the library. I should be able to start into that immediately after finishing the current one that I'm on. This one looks like it's available to purchase on audio, but it's not available at my library, which is fine. I'm really not sure I want to read this one. It's a serial urban fantasy, and there was probably over 50 of them written, maybe even more. One of the ones that they released every single month, and I ended up recycling most of them from the bookstore that I worked at. And I don't know if I want to dive into this world because I'm definitely not willing to read that many. I think I might do some research to see if this initial trilogy stood alone on its own well enough. We shall see. That's what we're looking at going forward. I should be starting Spine of the Dragon within the next week or so looking forward to that one. I'm hoping it has a little more plot progression and a lot fewer characters than the Hidden Empire one. But if it's on par with the world building, can't wait. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope to catch you next time.